This is TW Battles doing online commentary for Napoleon Total War. I am playing Denmark and my opponent is Russia. Let's take a look at my army. A unit of the Lifeguards of Foot, they're an elite unit. My Dragoons. Those are very nice uniforms there, the blue with the red and the green vests. A unit of Grenadiers. In the back, the Norwegian ski troops. They left their skis at home, no snow today. The Grenadiers. 12-pounder foot artillery. There's my general staff. That's my general right in the middle there. 6 units of line infantry. You can see my starting point is this town here. This must be the town of Arcole. Another unit of Grenadiers. My Dragoons. And 7-pounder howitzer unit. Now you can see I'm deployed at this town here. In the center of this map is some swampy marshlands, and the Russians are deploying in another town across the battlefield. This is the Arcole map. That's Cossack cavalry, some Jaegers, some Opolchini, the elite Lifeguard foot unit, some Grenadiers, the general staff, about 5 to 6 units of the Musketeers, the vaunted 20-pounder unicorn gun. This is going to play a key role towards the end of the battle. In the back there, some Russian Jaegers, a skirmishing unit, some more Musketeers, and the Russians brought a ton of skirmishing units to this battle here. Here's fast forwarding about 15 minutes. This battle took a total of maybe 50 minutes. There are 11,388 troops on both sides combined, so it took a long time for the Russian army to advance across the field here. To start this battle, I decided to take a more defensive position. I am outnumbered by close to 1,100 troops, so I thought I'd start this battle in a strong defensive position, and then get more aggressive and attempt to push the Russians back later on in the battle. But you can see here the Russians are running their units up through that choke point right there. I've formed my defensive position there in a V shape. You can see me moving some of my line infantry units up there. There's my artillery firing on some of those advancing, I believe those are Russian Jaegers up there. There's my Grenadiers. And I didn't know that was a crossing point in the swamp there. I was going to guard that bridge, but evidently those Russian Jaegers are going to attempt to come across that swampy area. Okay, you can see my guys moving into position here. I've trained 3 units. Let's see, I'm going to have 4 units firing on that big mass of Russians there. Plus I have one of my artillery units trained on that area as well. So we're going to see a lot of battling going on there over the next few minutes. There's my Lifeguards of Foot backing up my Grenadiers. And I had also planned to advance some troops up my left flank here and to kind of roll them in towards the middle. There's the general staff, very glorious looking. You can see the general there in full battle gear. But anyhow, you could see to our right of the screen, but what is my left flank? I planned on rolling my troops in and pinching from that particular side. And you can see how that strategy works out for me as this battle goes on. So right now you can see some heavy fire on these Russian troops. They are exchanging fire back, advancing forward, trying to form some lines. And basically they're under a very heavy barrage right there. So we'll see how they make out with this little battle here. You can see right here on my left, this is what I was planning to do. I wanted to roll a couple units of my troops up here and try and roll up the right flank of the enemy, and that's working pretty well so far. Okay, And due to this massive battle here with so many troops on the screen, this is about all my computer can handle. So for now I'm going to have to stay mostly zoomed out, so we're not getting a serious amount of lag. As the battle goes on and the troops thin out a bit, we'll get a lot less lag than we might be getting right now. You can see the Russian troops back there in the other town. We've got some cavalry back there, some musketeers, that 20-pounder unicorn gun, which hasn't yet entered the battle, but later on in the battle we're going to see some fighting over in that area of the map. Okay, here's my Grenadiers unit. They're not as strong a unit, when it comes to firing their weapons as this Jaeger unit, but I do heavily outnumber that Jaeger unit, and I am up on a hill here, firing downhill, so that's only helping me. And you can see here, lots of smoke, lots of firing going on. Look at those hats. I really like those hats of the Russian Grenadiers a lot. Let's get a close look at these Russian Jaegers. They are a skirmishing unit. They're a decent skirmishing unit. My skirmishers do have the slight advantage in this battle with reload time, with accuracy, and with range. Okay, so you see the Russians bringing their Opelchiny up to that center area. And some of these Russian troops have made their way in. And there's some Grenadiers. That Grenadiers unit is routing some musketeers. And you can see some artillery fire there. I don't know whether that was my artillery, whether it was friendly fire, or whether the Russians have moved up their artillery. I believe that was friendly fire right there, because I did have my artillery trained on those Russian troops advancing. So errant artillery shot, did a lot of damage to my unit there. Okay, you can see my cannon is firing away there. I am looking to roll up the opponent's right flank here by advancing my units in. Also fighting on my extreme left wing there. You can see how glorious these troops look. They are the Lifeguards of Foot. They're an elite infantry unit. They're very highly rated in a lot of different areas, especially melee. They don't have the range and the accuracy that a lot of other elite troops in this game may have, but they do have a really fast reload time, so that helps make up for some of that other stuff. Love those little plumes coming out of the hats of my Grenadiers. I love a Grenadier unit because they have basic firing skills. They can pretty much stand toe-to-toe with most units, but they're also a great melee unit, and I'm really a big fan of that in Napoleonic warfare. You can see these Jaegers advancing forward, and you can see I'm spinning my my Grenadiers unit around to get some shots on the side of this unit here to kind of envelop them a little bit. You can see these Musketeers still pretty strong, 420 out of their original 500 men in that unit, and they are going to pull themselves out of that area quickly because they are taking a barrage of fire. Let's get another look at my Lifeguard of Foot unit fighting a Lifeguard Foot unit. That is a Russian elite infantry unit, and my guys outrate them by just a little bit in each category. The Lifeguard Foot of the Russian army, they are better melee fighters than my elite unit. Okay, here's a look at some of my line infantry in the bushes over here. They're waiting to do some battle. You can see they're taking some fire. They're going to start firing and reloading their weapons here. And they are fighting the Opelchiny, which is a basic Russian militia unit. Really like their uniforms, very kind of plain green with the red collars. And evidently everybody has a beard, except for the officers in that unit. Okay. You can see here on this wing my Grenadiers, my 2 units of Grenadiers are getting this Musketeers unit to rout. They've quickly gone from a full fresh unit to half strength. Some of those Russian Jaegers are still in that area.